get a new component. So hopefully we can get connected before the meeting ends. All right, Jody, would you come and lead us in the pledge?
Okay. Follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And we have inspirations from both Deb, Amin, and Tommy Drake today.
There you go. We're a team. My inspiration is about leadership. Go in search of your people, love them, learn from them, plan with them, serve them. Begin with what they know, build on what they have. Best of all, leaders, when their task is accomplished, their work is done, the people will all remark, we've done it ourselves.
Mine is very short. Conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. Max Lucado.
Thank you all. Okay. Looking around the room here to see if we have any visiting Rotarians. I don't see any in the room. I'm gonna scan Zoom real fast. Looks like it's all of our own members, so welcome to everyone. We will introduce our speakers in a moment. But I will go to announcements, and I know that Tommy, you just sat down, but Tommy has an announcement. And Brenda, I did get your message that you have an announcement. If you want to type it into the chat, I can share it with folks.
Okay, so I'm talking about grants again. So we have the application for the grant that would be matched with district, 2,000 on our end, and they'll match it with 2,000. I know that Jim Huber maybe has one, and Jody's talking about it, and there may be others, and we'd like for you to present them on March 9th. And I would love to have the application back by March 2nd, so I know how many people to schedule into this. Second part of that is that on March 10th is the district grants meeting, which is pretty kind of interesting. Kirk's always there as he's the foundation chair, I think. No? Okay. Annual fund chair, which means give money now. So, and then the other thing I want to let you know about, I just received, is that there's a global peace conference for Rotary. It's virtual this year. And it starts on March 4th. If anybody's interested, that I'll send you the link so you could register. I'm going, and one of our former global scholars is going to go. So.
All right, hooray for Dan, who's rescued us. We can now see the Zoom folks on our television screen. The trick is going to be, can we hear them? Do we have the volume on the television turned up?
Okay, I'm on. Did you have something? Is it my time to share something?
Yes, please, Brenda.
Okay. Well, first of all, I got a friend of mine let me know about a family, a woman and her 3 daughters who are in desperate need of a place to live. 2 of the daughters go to school out at IV, but they're presently live in Grants Pass. The mother is a German lady who has been through some trauma, and they just need a place. They were somewhere where the dog killed their little dog, and they're all kind of traumatized right now. So if anybody has any ideas or any leads on this, probably the Illinois Valley would work the best for the girls in school, but one of the girls that's in school is also working with her bigger sister at a restaurant in Grants Pass. But if anybody can has any ideas or anything that they wish to share with me, let me know and I'll get it to the right people. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I've got some neighbors that just bought 83 acres behind me, and they're doing a outdoor school for 3 to 5-year-olds. And they're having an open house on Saturday, the 25th from 11 to 1 on Limpy Creek Road. And I'd love to have some support for them coming to the open house, because I think it's a great thing that they're doing. And right now, nobody has RSVP'd. So those are my 2 announcements. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, I do appreciate you allowing me to do this, Gina Marie.
Yeah, wonderful. All right. If you guys have leads on anything or know folks who might be interested in an outdoor school, reach out to Brenda for the details.
Thank you.
Anybody else on Zoom have an announcement? Okay, I don't see anyone. A reminder for folks that we are having a fellowship event tonight at Weekend Beer Company. There's a fireside for those, anybody who's still trying to turn their red badge into a blue badge. I know there's a few folks who are going to be getting their badges turned over pretty soon here, but if you've got a fellowship event or a need to do a fireside, there's going to be one at 5 o'clock, starting at 5 o'clock tonight at Weekend Beer. And then I think the social starts up at 5:30. So hope to see many of you out there tonight. All right. I don't think we have anything else. So I'm going to introduce our speakers today, and we've had, oh, I apologize. There's something else I forgot. Kurt has a Paul Harris Award to present.
Okay, I have a additional Paul Harris pin for Margaret Bradford. Margaret. Margaret, it's my pleasure to present you with your Paul Harris +5 pin. Thank you. And on behalf of the trustees, I want to thank you for your continued support for our foundation.
Onset schedule. Would love to.
All right, congratulations, Margaret, and thank you. Okay, so we have a little change up in our speakers today because Tony Mendenhall couldn't be here, but he sent along Maria Brennan and Jessica Tucker, who are going to share a little bit with us about Hearts with a Mission, and we'll have plenty of time to have questions for them. So if Maria and Jessica would like to come up.
Yeah, hi guys. Sorry if our presentation's a little all over the place. We got told an hour ago that we were coming down here, so bear with us. So we wanted to start today just by sharing a little bit about Hearts of the Mission, our program, how we got started, and just a little bit of our background and what we do. My name is Mariah. I work in our Some Families for Children program. I am the Youth and Families Case Manager, which basically means that I go and connect with families that are struggling and help them connect with some of our volunteers in our program. And this is Jess. She is our peer support specialist in our TLP program, which is a transitional living program for 18 to 22-year-olds we have here in Josephine County. And basically she helps encourage and support kids as they're working on being more independent. So Hearts at the Mission, for those who don't know, started, we opened our first youth shelter in 2009. Our CEO, Kevin, felt called to just really help kids who were struggling with homelessness, and were lost and connect with their family. So in 2006, he was reading a news article about the 1,500 kids that were homeless in Jackson County and felt, I really need to do something to love these kids and families who are just in need and struggling. And so he started connecting with community resources and partners for grants and support and getting something together where we could love and connect with these kids. So over the course of the next few years, he got his 501c3 to open our nonprofit. And then in 2008 was awarded a grant to open the facility and was able to purchase a facility in Medford with that money. So in 2009, in December, we opened our first youth shelter for 10 to 17-year-olds. And this building is still there in Medford, still housing our 10 to 17-year-olds. They can have up to 17 kids, I believe. So our mission is really to just serve homeless and at-risk youth in our community by providing shelter, education support, mentoring, and transition planning with a faith-based approach, which basically means our goal is to meet youth and their families where they're at and love them like Jesus would, with empathy and compassion. So since then, we have grown and expanded our mission, opening up another youth shelter in GP in 2015, actually. So that operated here from 2015 to 2021. And we closed down at the beginning of 2021, just COVID stuff, and transitioned into a transitional living program here in Grants Pass. So that's up on 9th Street. You guys ever head up that way, you'll see our building up there. So when we transitioned to a transitional living program, it was the midst of COVID and we weren't getting all the referrals, all the schools were shut down, and we started seeing a greater need in our community for our 18 to 22-year-old kids that were experiencing homelessness, maybe living in their car, couch surfing, or a big one, aging out of foster care. Because what do you do with an 18-year-old aging out of foster care who has jumped from house to house to house and doesn't have any stability in their life? And so we just really seen a need for this. And so Kevin says, okay, we're going to open this facility here in Grants Pass. And so now our houses, currently we have six 18 to 22-year-olds living up in this facility. And our goal really is to just work with them on teaching them life skills and helping them prepare for what they're going to do next. So this means we work with them on getting their diplomas or their GEDs, or finding housing after they leave, or connecting them with college if they want to go to college, or finding employment. A lot of our kids don't know how to build a resume or even go to a job interview. So we have skills trainers on shift that work with them on that, and then a case manager that helps them create goals that they work on while they're staying. So Hearts now runs several programs since we first started. We now have our youth shelter in Medford still. We have 2 transitional living programs, one in Medford and one here in Grants Pass. And then we have our Hearts for Seniors that they just opened. It's like a volunteer driven program that they started in Jackson County that connects volunteers with the elderly who need love and support from a person. And then we have our Safe Families for Children program in 4 counties, Lincoln, Klamath, Josephine, and Jackson. So here in Grants Pass, we just have our transitional living program and our Safe Families for Children program. Our Safe Families for Children program, well, these words get long sometimes. Our Safe Families for Children program is geared towards supporting our families and youth in crisis. So we spend a lot of time connecting with our local resources and our local churches to find volunteers and just people with big hearts that are willing to help. So some of our volunteers have opened up their homes to host kids ages 0 to 22. We have volunteers that have mentored kids that work really close with kids on doing fun activities, or also helping them find jobs or whatever they need. And then we also have family coaches that connect with moms and dads who are struggling, and just be this friend or person that they can connect with that's going to love and support them where they're at. It's really special because none of these people are paid. They're just willing to open their hearts and their homes to love these families that are struggling. And the goal of Safe Families is just to be a lasting support and relationship. Like, we don't want it to be something where they feel like they're obligated to go and spend time with this person. It's about building a connection and then remaining in that connection even after Safe Families is gone. And so we've had a lot of connections where we're just able to love and share with people, and then 10 years from now, they're still calling and showing up and supporting. And so that's really our goal of Hearts with a Mission, is just to love people where they're at. So Jess is going to share a little bit about her experience with the program, and so I'm going to turn it over to her.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I was actually one of the guinea pigs for Safe Families back when I was a teenager. It was an amazing program. It helped me when I was homeless and bouncing from couch to couch and home to home. A family opened up their home to me and took me in just as I was. They helped me finish school. They helped me obtain a job. They were always there for me emotionally, and it was a connection that I didn't have as a teen. And it's very important to have that kind of connection as a teen, so you can move forward into an adult and do amazing things with your life. I still have a relationship with the family that took me in. And now I'm a peer support specialist for Hearts, and I'm very happy to be giving back. The transitional living program is an amazing thing for the young adults here. As she was saying, some of these kids come from DHS, and they come in not knowing how to step into the world. They're just kind of thrown into the world, expected to know what to do. So they come into our facility and we help them get a job, get their permit, get a license, be able to get education if they want to further their education, help them with any kind of mental health services, help them branch out into the community so they can continue life as an adult successfully. And that's something that a lot of people don't seem to realize, is after these kids exit the shelters or exit DHS, they're just kind of like, what now? They don't know what that next step is. And our goal is to make sure that they have a goal in life and that they feel like they're going to be going somewhere and are prepared for the adulthood. And it's just an amazing program that helped me, and it helps a lot of people that I know and all of the youth and young adults here in Josephine County and Jackson County. So it's an amazing program.
So we would like to spend time answering any questions you have. I know our presentation was a little all over the place, so if anybody has any questions.
Do you work with DHS when these kids turn 18 and are out of the system? Do you know when that happens?
So DHS, we have a lot of connections with some of our local caseworkers and our DHS supervisors. So anytime there's a kid aging out of foster care that doesn't know where they're going, or maybe it's doing some aftercare with DHS and needs some support, DHS will reach out and send a referral to us, and then we'll reach out to the kid and see if they're willing or wanting to come to Hearts. Yeah, anything else?
I think there's a question from Val.
Okay.
Yes. I'm up here in Zoom land. Yes. What is the capacity of the Hearts with a Mission here, the transitional housing that you have here in Grants Pass, and how has that, how many can come in? How many do you have? What do you operate best with?
Yeah, so we have 8 rooms available at the TLP here in Grants Pass. We have 4 girls rooms and 3 boys rooms, and then we have an overflow room. For our TLP, it's a little bit different. So the new shelter, the kids use the share room. So here we like that because they're adults, they need their own space and can take a break from the community that they're living with. And so they have their own room. So we can only take 8 here in Grants Pass. And then if we get other phone calls, we can either refer to our Medford TLP or Safe Families.
So to add to that question, so how exactly do you volunteer, or is a volunteer basically the safe families? Is that kind of how you have people work with you, is by opening their homes? Is that the primary way that you use volunteers?
No, so we have volunteers for all of our programs. Safe Families is just our big one because we can't run without volunteers. But we have volunteers that come in and teach like skills groups to our 18 to 22-year-olds. We have somebody coming in today to teach budgeting to them. We have volunteers that bring meals or donations by the shelters. The kids get a lot of cool clothes donated. They love that. And then we have people that even bring like recipes and ingredients for meals. And talk the kids how to cook this. A lot of our kids have no idea how to cook. So that's always really fun and a treat to watch these kids grow in their knowledge and experience. So no, there are all different types of opportunities. We also have a mommy mentor program. And so any mom with a child under the age of 2 can connect with us, and we'll connect them with a volunteer and help them figure out what it's like to parent and walk through it with them.
Great, thank you. Nice to hear those things.
Bonnie.
I'm on Zoom too. Your presentation's wonderful.
Mhm.
Is there on your website or whatever a volunteer coordinator, because it sounds like there are many different ways to volunteer. Somebody's got to manage who's coming with a recipe and groceries, and who's going to go talk about filling out an application. Is there like a go-to person?
Yeah, so we have a volunteer coordinator. Her name is Megan. It should be on our website in Medford. And then she'll just like go through the background check and kind of see how you want to volunteer. In Josephine County, you can give me or my boss, Tony, a phone call, and we will connect you with the right places in Josephine County. So whether or not you want to volunteer at the transitional living program or Safe Families, I do all the vetting for our Safe Families volunteers. So if you have any questions, I am going to leave some business cards, so feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
On average, how long do the young people stay with you?
So for the transitional living program, we can have kids for up to 2 years. There are some stipulations on staying there, so we do expect that they have what we call productive hours, which means that they're actively searching for a job or working on education, something to better themselves. And so we reevaluate like every 60 days, just to check in and see how they're doing, and see how we can offer more supports. If sometimes we don't have kids that meet the expectations and we have to ask them to leave, but they can be there for up to 2 years. So it depends on the kid.
And are there responsibilities around the house that everybody has to chip in with?
Yep, they have a chore chart every week that they get to sign up. The kid who does the most the following week gets to pick what chore they want first. And so they pitch in on kitchen duties and bathrooms and outdoor chores. We're on 3 acres, so most of the kids avoid the outdoor chores. Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions. First of all, I want to thank you for what you do in our community. There is a need, and this is a population that probably a lot of us don't even see as we're driving and walking around. Do you have plans for expansion to be able to offer to help more youth at risk in the future? That's first question. Second question, do you kind of partner or communicate with other outreach like Joe's Place or anything like that?
So currently we have no real plan to expand. As far as like buildings and capacity, and we're always looking for more volunteers to accommodate more kids in homes. So that's always a thing. We do spend a lot of time working with our community partners. So we work really closely with Project E Plus. They've helped several of our kids now work on their GEDs. We get a lot of referrals from Maslow Project, so the McKinney-Vento that goes into the schools and talks with the kids. And then, yes, Joe's Place, we have a good connection with them, and a lot of our kids love going and hanging out with Joe's Place. And we have started going out to parks on Thursday and reaching out to some of the homeless youth living in the parks and working with them. Really, even if we don't have a place for the kid to stay at the moment, or they just can't, they don't want to stay in our program, we still want to connect and love them. And so any way we can help and support them, we will. Whether that's through just case management or just helping with tangible needs or connecting with other resources.
Do you work with other like businesses and stuff to help kids with like occupation, vocational rehabilitation type thing? I know like in Medford, they have like a mechanic shop. They work with the youth in detention and teach them to be mechanics. So do you guys do anything like that?
We do have some businesses in town that we've connected with and that have come in and like teach skills groups and stuff. Usually when a kid is interested in something, we'll refer them to Project Youth Plus because they do that. We don't want to rework the wheel, but they have like job shadowing things that kids can do, or they work on different employment opportunities with them. So it's been nice having that community connection to be able to say, hey, we want to support this kid the best we can. Anything else?
Thank you very much. Okay, Jolene, I think it is time for Sergeant at Arms. And before she gets up here, I want to share with folks, when we get to Happy Bucks, you'll notice in the little baskets, there are some cards. So if you don't have cash on hand and you still want to give a Happy Buck, there is an opportunity for you to use a QR code to make your payment via PayPal.
The beauty of technology. Okay, National Day today. There's 3 of them. There's actually 4, but I left one out. Who wants to know about that one? Today is National Banana Bread Day. Who would have thought? It celebrates the perfect pairing of fruit plus bread. A few things are not quite as comfy as walking into a house and smelling a freshly baked loaf of banana bread. It's certainly a dessert staple in many households, which is probably why so many of us have such a special place in our hearts for this delicious treat. So if you have any bananas that are a little overripe, make yourself some banana bread today. Now, for all of you dog lovers out there, today is National Dog Biscuit Day. Who knew that? Nobody here knew that. Because it says that all dog owners know that February 23rd is National Dog Biscuit Day. I didn't know that. Dog biscuits come in a variety of sizes, shapes, and flavors. They serve to reward a man's best friend for good behavior as part of their training. Dog owners may also give a biscuit to show their canine companions just how much they are loved too. Sometimes dog biscuits serve to deliver vitamins and medicines we may have difficulty getting our pooches to take otherwise. Then it's also National Toast Day. Toast. Toast. The earliest evidence of flour dates back to 30,000 years back. Bread as we know it today. It may have been invented in ancient Egypt, where the Egyptians discovered that if dough was left out, it would rise, and baking it after led to a lighter, fluffier consistency. By 3000 BC, the closed oven was invented in Egypt to bake leavened bread. It was then observed that leavened bread would become hard if left out, and therefore difficult to eat. The solution? Scorching the bread proved to make it more palatable and increased its shelf life. Hence, toast was born. In the United Kingdom, toast is a breakfast staple and is usually eaten with baked beans, eggs, and Marmite. I heard that.
For those in Zoom land, someone said yuck. In southern Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankans commonly pair their toast up with curry soup and mint tea. South Koreans make a whopping sandwich out of toast, topping it with fried egg, veggies, meat strips, and sauces. Almost kind of sounds like an egg McMuffin, doesn't it? Southeast Asia in countries commonly top toast with coconut jam. Australians are known for their love of toast topped with Vegemite, which is very similar to Marmite. And because Vegemite and Marmite are a strongly flavored spread made of yeast extracts. So there you have the 3 national things for today. I'm going to start off happy bucks with split out with $5 because it snowed this morning. And we had a fire going in the house to keep it warm when the snow was falling. And I was making sourdough bread. Okay, who has happy bucks? Uh-oh, my better half has happy bucks.
I want to thank my wife for being sergeant at arms in February. This is the last day of February for us for a meeting. And for everything she's done, I have $20 happy bucks.
Jolene, I think we got Bonnie.
Okay, Bonnie up in Zoom land.
Oh, okay. I've got $22 because yesterday, the 22nd, was Park's birthday. He's way too old for me to give that amount of money, but I'll give $22 in honor of his birthday.
Okay, anybody else in Zoom land?
No.
Okay.
Got 5 happy bucks. I was able to go up to Seaside this weekend to see my great niece play in a basketball tournament. And unfortunately, they did win the championship. He came in second, but I'm real proud of her. So.
Hi, I just used a little scan card and I made my PayPal like that for including the $1.25 handling fee. And I am happy because I'm just back from the Caribbean cruise. And I kind of like the 80 degrees a little better, but you know, I'm going skiing on Sunday, so you know, it's world with our oyster. And I also want to recognize our presenters today. Nice job, ladies, getting the back to back short notice. Clearly, this isn't an act. This is what we do, and it's greatly appreciated. I have a family that has struggled with a lot of addiction issues, and I am so appreciative of our programs here. I wish Todd were here. I worked with a couple of his team in the last few weeks, and I'll tell you what, our mental health services are wanting in the state of Oregon, but we've got some community agencies that are pretty phenomenal. So I'm very grateful. On the island, they have breadfruit mixed along with their.
Yes, they do. You have that. Anybody else?
Thanks, I have some happy bucks. First of all, most of you heard from Margaret last week, thanking everyone for all the work during the Super Bowl party, been cheering for me. I know Lutz is in Zoom land. He was MC. Patty's not here today, but then Luana did all the work with the door prizes. Margaret took over for me. I had carpal tunnel surgery, so my grip is gone, but coming back. So the other thing I want to say is that after that, we found out we had water under our house, and we needed to have the crawl space reprotected. So that resulted in us disconnecting our heating system, which left us somewhat homeless, or at least cold, and we were taken in by Claudia and Larry, and we've been enjoying our week over with them. So thank you very much.
Okay, is that it?
I'm grateful to be here, and it was colder than the 92 degrees I've been enjoying for the last 2 weeks. Coming in support of yesterday to all the snow and ice, but we made it home, and so we went to Africa on safari, and several numbers of animals who were right in the middle of the migration of the wildebeest and the zebras, and we saw, well, we started keeping track. We saw 38 mammals, 7 others like crocodile, and 125 different bird species. So it was fabulous. We went with my husband Bob's 3 sisters and 1 brother-in-law, so the 6 of us were in a safari vehicle through several national parks and up in the hills and down in the valleys and on the plains, and it was just really fabulous. And I was asked, well, so how many different airports we got to go through? And so Bob and his younger sister went early and I Kilimanjaro, and we met them in Arusha. But so he touched base in the most airports, and that was 8. Wow. But we had layovers in Amsterdam, and going over, we had a 22-hour layover in Amsterdam on purpose, and we're able to go to the Reich Museum and saw all the gorgeous Rembrandt and wonderful old master paintings. And we only had a 5-hour layover on the coming back, so we didn't go anywhere. But I feel amazingly good. For 20 hours at a time. Anyway, can I get my happy bug donation questions here when I make up new payments and those to Gateway Rotary Foundation? So there's nothing in the basket. And you don't have jet lag?
Thank you. And I have some happy bucks, $5 because I'm excited about the social tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward hopefully to seeing a lot of you there. And $5 in thanks for all of the folks like Dan and Deb and Tommy and everyone who help make the meeting come off with it without a hitch, even when there are technical difficulties. So thank you all for your support. Okay, next week we have it's first of the month, so we are going to have a vocational. Michelle Kite, one of our newer members, is going to be telling us a little bit about herself. And another day that today is World Understanding and Peace Day. And that is because this is actually the anniversary of Rotary International. So it is the 118th anniversary of Rotary. And so in honor of World Understanding and Peace Day, I have a quote for you from I believe she's a poet, author named Susie Kassem. And she says, understanding languages and other cultures builds bridges. It is the fastest way to bring the world closer together and to truth. Through understanding, people will be able to see their similarities before differences. All right. So I hope we will see you this evening. And if not, we'll see you next week. Thanks.